to the Law Enforcement Pirate Radio Network. Radio Free Larry presiding.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Radio Free Larry.
All right, here we go again. Buckle up, rough roads ahead. Some spirit was just speaking to me, so caught me off guard. So again, it's interesting when those connections are made that Paul says, Mr. Popo, Mrs. Popo, you have a traffic stop, I see. I can't heal it. God won't let me, but you all should, because anytime it's a traffic stop, there's an interaction between uh, the officer and the member of the public that could cause further negative things, and actually the traffic stop is a negative thing. So the weird part is in New York City, when you heal all the traffic stops, then they do quotas. It's like, well, no, wait, we healed it. There's not supposed to be any traffic stops. I mean, y'all don't get nothing, do you? I mean, this idea of stats ruined everything. It's all relative to what's going on. So Paul says that these gifts will have issues, prophecies and all of that. And there is. And I've been speaking about that the whole time, but not in reference to the psychic as much. So again, Paul said that the psychic would fail, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't work at all. It's very difficult for it to work. But what Paul didn't know, that there was actually a system causing it to fail. So when the government goes dirty, they're willing failure where they don't want it to succeed, even though the government benefits and the people benefit from success in that area. But then again, government is what it is. I just had a conversation with somebody. He's a little whacked out. Hopefully his life's okay. More whacked out than I am, and more whacked out than you are, right? Admit it, you're whacked out. You just hide it all because you got money. But he said it's in. I don't think he understood what I said. I said something about the government, but God had him hear me a different way, and I don't know what he thought I was saying. I said government isn't the physical government. It's, I forget. I was saying something. It may have been. I don't think I mentioned the government of God or anything like that. And he just goes to me and says, "It's in here." I said, "Yeah, the government of God is inside." And he said, "Right, right." So I don't know what he heard me say. He may have heard me say what God wanted me to say. And then by hearing me a certain way and saying something, God knew it would elicit that response from me, and I would say what he thought I said. That helps you also. This kind of conversation helps you understand what's actually happening around you and how much God is trying to fix things, even if you don't see God. Again, this planet shouldn't exist, and somebody had to come along to condemn it at the level that I'm condemning it. It has to go. People die. People are hurt. Animals are hurt. We don't want it anymore. We just want nice places. Because what's happening is, if you have a violent planet, the way it's supposed to be is that the violent beings come here. But what they did is they wired it falsely by making false statements, like they're helping, like calling good evil and evil good. They've done that forever. They're helping when they're hurting. That's the criminal. When it's a guy or a gal trying to have a great life and take care of people and have everybody have a wonderful life, because they don't like another traffic stop. This must be a high intensity traffic area. It's not Scorpion. It's high intensity traffic area. Are you part of the Scorpion gang? Whatever you do, don't rape the person in that vehicle. So, you know what you say about me, man. You know what you all say about me. So, might as well, when I can, do it. Actually, maybe the system requires me to do it. And if I didn't do it, I'd get in trouble. So, again, innocent beings are being born here, and they're not part of this violent planet, and we never should have been. I'm actually an innocent being. I know I wasn't faking it, but you use psychological and metaphysical things that turn things around, and I'm still not a violent person. Jesus. If people with like, oh, they let the person go. Oh, you see, because I said don't rape that person. Now you're afraid. We gotta get out of here. Oh, so what happens is innocent beings are being born on this planet, and they're not supposed to be. It's supposed to be a planet for beings that agree to the battle that goes on here. So that's a big no-no. And actually, I've noticed where God was trying to get rid of the carnivores, and everybody, all the humans are like, oh, we can't let that thing go away. We have to have those. I'm like, well, people are praying for safety. God's trying to make it safer. Oh, but I think the what do they call that thing? The I don't know, it's the food system, the food chain. Oh, and destroy the food chain. We have to keep carnivores here to kill us. I mean, they've been praying to get rid of carnivores since caveman. Whenever that was, it may have been like Genesis. I don't know. May have been before. I don't care. This came up when I woke up. Something about waking up in and I forget what the rest of it was. Some shtick that they use, make you believe that you're actually on Earth and you're here because you're a sinner and or something like that. But the reality is, from what I can tell, there's a lot of books they won't let you all read. And again, it can be written on a candy wrapper, but if it has the signature of God, the psychic, the prophetic, the spiritual signature of God, then it's the truth. And again, take it with a grain of salt because Satan has been, they sold everything to God. Probably even, not God. See, I called it God because they reversed it. Everything to Satan, including God's identity. That's really what happened. So, where was I at with that? Yeah, so you wake up here and they tell you this is Earth. So, all the books say, generally, that this is not the garden, and this isn't even the Earth that was created around the garden. See, that's the part that was missed. A lot of people knew this wasn't the garden. Well, God said a lot of parts of it look like the garden, and a lot of parts of it look like the Earth. But, the devil's subtle and deceptive. So, this probably isn't even Earth that the Bible describes. So then you start understanding how science works. Some other place was created, then they fell to Earth. Now there is, I understand in a book, and I knew this without the book. And then I met the homeless guy in Philly. Remember that? So I said I had to learn about God put the Chaldeans in my head. And I met this homeless guy that couldn't live in a shelter. And he said, I can't live in there. Every time like me, if I went to a shelter, they try to get me in trouble. So they try to get him in trouble. He said, somebody commits a crime, cops come in and arrest me. Has nothing to do with me. He's a nice guy. He's a black guy. Back then, maybe if I was up higher, I would have thought to try to help him in life a little bit more. He's a nice spiritual person. I think he was prior military, had a duffel bag and all that. Younger guy. So that's when I changed my shtick about the shelters. Right? But not all people can live in shelters. It is very, very interesting conversation. And I thank him for that one because I knew about the spiritual thing by then because they had been, assassinating me in the government. I have to go back. I missed my car wash. So GPS is off. We fixed GPS. That's God's positioning system. God's positioning system keeps you alive. Nobody would be available to be killed, raped, or whatever if God's positioning system worked. All right, let's heal this place down here. It's like a rather low income housing area. They don't have much protection. I don't know the name of it. The Village Apartments. That's it. Trying to spin around here without banging my car on the ground or van. They have some kids that are freely playing, and I don't know if they're being watched. Okay, there's a woman, but that's somebody else's kid there. Well, that's God reminded me something. I'm looking around here. Just the fact that I pulled in and I didn't see an adult where I would go, well, maybe I got to look somewhere else or something like that. Again, I'm not speaking about myself. I'm speaking about people that would be inclined to be what do they call that? A map or something like that. Minor attracted person or something like that. I'm not a person that uses that term. However, I understand what causes that, including the government and religious people that call themselves the pot guys. So again, I'm careful about what I speak because the people that crucified Jesus are listening to what I'm saying right now. So everything that Jesus had to watch out for, I do. I never did. Maybe I did. I just didn't know I should. Right. Well, I shouldn't. I shouldn't. I should protect myself. I shouldn't tempt the Lord to have to protect me any more than the Lord does. All right. No, I can't. I can't do this with Twitter. I have to find my app. Hey, can Twitter have a car wash system where we pay Twitter and we get our car washed? That would be neat, huh? Thank you. Twitter thanks you for using our car wash system. I already saw a science fiction vision of Mars. I'm not going. Every science fiction horror film you ever saw is going to happen on Mars. Elon Musk is going to turn into an evil ruler. King Musk owns Mars. You can just imagine. He makes the law. Nobody can help you here. So again, let's go back to this here. So what we want is for an attorney to come in, hopefully for the mother, and offer a plea deal or ask for a plea deal. I think that's the quickest way out of this. I don't know what she thinks is going to happen. I don't know what her attorney's telling her. What happened here? Oh, back up. Oops. Hey, back up. Did you go too far looking for the body? Back up. Cleaning is coming on with blue lights. Somebody might have killed her. I don't know for sure. Stop came up with a stop. But I hear those all the time, so I don't know. Well, the mother's using narcotics, and anything is possible. But it's also possible that she found those narcotics in the prison. I don't know why she would hang on to it. I have no idea. But she could be paranoid that if she throws it away or somebody finds it, that happened to me. They were drugging me and working me over. I think I told you about it. I found a tool. There was a tool left at our cafeteria, and it was a bike tool. And the woman that worked there said, "Well, you can have it. It's been here a while. I don't think the person's coming back." So I took the tool, and I was just like after they operated me a little more, I'm like, "Oh no, that tool. I don't know where it came from." I mean, they whacked me, man. They used drugs and everything. I'm not lying. And I was just like all freaked out about the tool. Like I didn't want to throw it away or keep it. So to help me insight into something like this. I was drugged. There's no doubt, and I'm sure I've been drugged on and off through the last 30 years. Just depends how much. So again, she might have just hung on to it and said, didn't know what to do with it. I was afraid or something. Because like if she leaves it in the shower, then they would think, hey, this woman left this in the shower. And there's cameras everywhere, and if I throw it away, they'll see me throw it away. I mean, that kind of thing. Believe me, I was the calmest guy in the world compared to what they were doing to me. I still am. Everybody else is kind of dead or in prison. Well, the anchor thing, it could be true. I mean, and again, it could be a curse, but as soon as the jets of water started shooting, I said anchor, and of course, I got a big spurt of water on my windshield, looking like water in a lake or something. And again, she did go up to the mountains. I don't know if there's anything there. If there's lakes there or creeks. Speaking of which, did we ever find that woman's body? What's her name? What was her name? This came up in the news as far as what the alternative evidence was, being somebody else exculpatory. I don't remember their names. What was their names? I don't remember their names. It's good just being black. But I'm close, but I can't remember it. More something, Morphus or something. I don't. But the woman with the husband and the house being sold, and that just got real weird. But the question is whether the deep state was operating it because it got real weird. Okay, yeah, I got the red light with the blood here, so something's trying to get something through. And I didn't look like this before. It's the first time it looked like that. And now the thing just washed the red away. But you didn't get anything in the house, so unless it was contained, I guess. And again, it could have been a sex crime that she was hiding. It points kind of towards a sex crime as far as if it's true. Again, the mother could be just trying to put it on the father, even though they were having troubles. She could have been using meth, got all stressed out, and killed the kid. Again, she has connections into the wrong part of the world, which is one of the concerns. If they need, again, I don't know if they needed money. A lot of times when you see issues like that, that's what it's stemming from. That they don't have a life of leisure, they have a lot of pressure, got to pay the mortgage, whatever it is. But using drugs can ruin your money. I think I wasn't actually looking for a sign. I mean, yeah, I was thinking earlier, but I guess unselfish looking for a sign isn't what the Bible's speaking about. Why? Because Paul's here. He's been here for a few hours. Well, Paul was interested in the fact that there is a system that's causing the gifts to fail. Like Paul knew they would fail, but he didn't have the idea as to why they would fail in his lifetime. So one of the big, again, it gets lost in the translation, maybe, or lost in the hate on earth. But and even some of the Christian LGBTQ people, they're like, well, of course we can be saved, yada, yada, but they don't understand how big that is because the church doesn't really teach them that they were on the outs at a certain point. But a lot of times it's the other side. It can in the Bible it goes back and forth as to where Satan's seat is. So in the Bible, Satan's seat was the LGBTQ community. Sodom was evil, was forcing people into sexual imposition and that kind of thing. So now it's we have a bunch of people that are cursing people gay, and I understand maybe that's a hard term for happy LGBTQ people to be hearing, but it's this idea that the majority of the planet was going in one direction and something pushed you in another direction. And that's a satanic scam. It doesn't have to be LGBTQ. It happens in a lot of different places, including being in this body. We were not made to be in a body that dies like this. In other words, you could still die in the spiritual world, but it's different. It's like, hey! I guess it could be like that here too sometimes. It's like what do they call that? Like a quantum leap. So we weren't made to die other than a certain way. We were made, if anything, if we were made to die in the garden, which I think it's not there. I know we weren't made to kill each other, and that happened here. However, we weren't made to die physical death, I don't think. Most probable it's a spiritual, physical body. Again, God speaks to me, and then Satan doesn't realize where God's going to go with it all the time. So then God can get things in, and then later it takes on another form, but yet the same form. So what was said about the Gentiles, what Peter and his vision and all that says to the Gentiles, has been extended to the LGBTQ community. So it is something big. Something has moved. Now, it may have been then also. I'm just not sure. I can't be 100% sure. But now, as Paul's here, and it's really funny. I see through a glass darkly. Now we see with better vision. We see clearly that LGBTQ people are to be brought into salvation. And again, each individual is judge you, and if it's she for you, then a Shekinah El and all that. I understand. God judges you on the intentions of your heart. So again, that has pretty much nothing probably to do with being gay or using drugs or even being a murderer anymore. They have power to cause murder. So when we look in the scripture and we see the man indwelled with a legion of demons possessed, that's all that's happening. That's what murder is. That's all it is. But just don't be the person that causes that possession in another being. I mean, it's really liberating to understand what the scriptures say. So all of a sudden, I have this big liberation because I know everything now, or what could be known on earth. I'm at the pinnacle, right? I get out of government, also I'm at the pinnacle. I know what's going on. And they knew that, and they attacked my peace. But they used Believe me, they use thousands and thousands of people to do it, but yet they're connected to millions and millions of people. Again, a legion of demons within the body. So that's most likely what's happened on this planet. The demons and devils took over the planet. That may have been here already. Again, we have to remember if Adam and Eve fell into a certain time period on this planet, which I don't think is Earth, and there are scriptures to say that it's a different place. There were things going on before that's pretty demonic, right? Dinosaurs and woolly mammoth and all those crazy things, the unicorn thing in Siberia. So it's a pretty hellish planet, even more so than it probably is now. Or maybe not so, because again, the inside and the outside. Okay. Are you going to road rage me? Is that what we're doing now? Okay, good. Don't road rage me. I didn't go in the person's lane, but I went to the left a little bit. It got near the divider line. Guys on meth. That's where road rage comes from, actually. Look, this is the 054 vehicle staring at me. Road rage me now! They're probably a team. That's how they work it. They'll get like 3 or 4 people to road rage you, and then their person will come by, give you the dirty eye. It's a big scam, the whole thing. That's why we have crime, because of them. Again, it's much more evil today because they're playing that. Trying to take my peace is what that's called. But they're spelling also. So again, the physical thing is nothing. It's the spell behind it. And then, of course, if they can drug you, and of course, they're restricting my move into a house. Whatever they say, they know it's all spycraft torture. They know that. And no, it's not because I said something, even if I did say something. They're just devils, man. They live to be a devil. They enjoy having the life of a devil and calling themselves the hero. Okay, Maple Hills. I never saw. I think it's Maple. Is it Maple Hills or Maple Hills? Let me go this way. I guess it has to be Maple Hills. Yeah, it's Maple Hills. So, what's in North Carolina, Charlotte, or the mountains? Anything close to Maple Hills? We know she was up in the hills, I guess. That looked weird because I never saw that before. I mean, she could have. I mean, again, I don't. Uh, it's on all of you. I don't know what you found and how well you looked, right? But if she's burning furniture, you found something. I don't know what you found in there. So it's whether she burned the body or not. I guess if she burned the body, you'd have found something. It's like the worst thing to actually do. People don't know that. Like burn it in your backyard because then there's the evidence. I mean, we don't generally find the body, but find DNA or a tooth or something or a jaw. So yeah. So I don't know. You have to keep going. I'm pretty far down right now. I'm surprised I saw anything. And maybe I saw something false. I don't know. I'm pretty far down. I'm like that guy that gets like massacred in a battle and just keeps dragging himself with a grenade. Oh God! Oh God! So I don't know what I'm saying for sure, but there is something there. Hopefully, I didn't say it was something or something said that. So again, that could be good or evil. Again, take it with a grain of salt. I used to put it out there a lot more. Take all psychic things with a grain of salt because it's that again they fail, uh, and their system failed that. I don't know. I just feel like I wish there was some deal that could have been entered earlier, or that somebody would come in soon. She might be feeling the pressure because of the narcotics thing. Yeah, it's probably a good time. I don't know if you did send a notice to her attorney. We're here. If the attorney wants to approach us, we're here. Well, to me, I think she's involved. I mean, I could be wrong, but to me, she knows something, and I guess everybody thinks that. And again, the idea of saying that she's abused so deeply that she's afraid of him, it's possible, but it just seems like she's in enough trouble that that would be like crushed. But I don't know how how you approached her and how it all worked. Sounds like you were trying to be neutral with her and get her to at least say something, and she did. A lot of work. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. I just thought about it. The photo reminded me. Anytime there's power involved, power and anti-power actually, but say she's in sex trafficking, say she's in I don't know the family. Family might have power, or money, or position. I don't know, but it gives the ability to throw off the psychic view. And again, that's intuition. That's what other words do we use? Gut feeling, that kind of thing. It throws that all off. And the more evil the planet gets, the worse that gets. Again, that's what killed prophecy and all that other stuff. So if she is in sex trafficking, they're probably pretty powerful. And that may be the fear. These might be gangsters that've killed people. That would be probably more realistic. Again, she could be the murderer, and that's as realistic as it gets. But she may be afraid of some gang. She may have maybe owed him money or something for the drugs. So I guess you could put some, and I guess you already, maybe you do, I don't know, but you have informants, the drug informants. See if you can find out if she owed any of the dealers money, because that could be part of it. Stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do. Praise God.